Many Universus players ask the question, can I build a Universus deck with one booster box? Booster boxes are the heart and soul of trading card games. The core product that makes a booster set, well, a booster set. There's nothing quite like the feeling of getting excited for a new set of your favorite TCG, ripping a box open with your pals, hoping you get that one chase card that you desperately want, and then trading with your buddies and building a rough deck and jamming some games. It is one of the best feelings in the world. But can we actually make a viable deck this way out of just a single box of Universus? Many in our community would say a resounding absolutely not. Deck building in this game can already be a bit difficult as is, as we can only put cards in our deck that are attuned to our starting character or that match the starting symbol that we declare. However, with the Universus Reward Store finally putting standard booster boxes up for redemption last week, I felt it was finally time to test the waters and see if we could make this fantasy a reality. So today, I will be opening up a booster box of Attack on Titan Battle for Humanity, and we are going to see if we can build a deck using only cards that I open from this booster box, with a tiny catch. Now, seasoned Universus players are probably asking, what happens if you don't pull a playable deck? That's a great question that I have already considered. Thankfully, with the AOT sets, we were introduced to a bunch of new Infinity cards. So our goal is to get as many UR Infinity symbol cards that we can get. If we don't happen to get the cards that we want and aren't able to make a playable deck, there are 2 cards from later AOT sets that I have picked as punishment filler cards to fill out the rest of our deck. These 2 cards are Crawled to the Wall and Out of Time. I picked these cards because they are generic Infinity symbol cards that can be slotted into any deck if you have literally no other option. Crawl to the Wall specifically is a poorly statted new 0 diff that has a pretty generic effect that says flip, this attack gets +1 damage. Additionally, it has a +2 mid block, which is a block zone that we're going to be pretty padded out on already, and a 4 check, meaning that anytime we check this card, we're gonna be punished. This card is a last resort and more of a punishment than a boon if we literally can't make a deck function with what we pull here. If we end up needing more than 4 cards, then I have also included Out of Time on here as well, which is a bit of a better generic Infinity symbol card that is a 1 diff that has a pretty useful deadlock effect. So I'm kinda hoping that maybe we end up getting to that, but I also don't want any Crawl to the Walls. So it's a blessing and a curse. Once I have this deck built, I'm going to be bringing it to my locals and testing it against my friends to see if it's playable enough to win even a single game. I'm hoping I can take 1 game, but me and my friends are currently testing for 2 big events right now in a 2.5K that's going to be happening in the next month or so, and for the Louisville Regional coming up. So my hopes are not super high, but if we can take a single game off of one of my friends, then I'm going to take that as a win. With that out of the way, guys, let's have some fun and see if we can make a deck function with a single booster box. All right, guys, let's start busting this bad boy open. I'm going to put it right here. Awesome. And let's see what happens. Here's pack number 1. All right. So, we got a couple of cards here. Battle Well Bandage, this is cool. So this is big, we've already opened a 0 diff. We're gonna put that right here. This is a good 8 diff attack. So we've already opened a pretty good character here in Erwin Smith. Erwin Smith won a regional. So this is a character that we might be able to do some damage with. So I'm gonna put characters here. I'm gonna put attacks here. Ooh, we got Besiege, that's big. And we're gonna see what we can make happen. So foundations are gonna go here, attacks go here, characters we're gonna put characters here, and then we will put actions and assets here. And we're actually gonna turn these like this so you guys can see them. All right, let's keep going. Ooh, okay, we got Mikasa. Mikasa is a very generically good character, and if we get enough weapon cards, this character could be really good for what we're doing. So, Mikasa was a good pull. Oh, we got plow through enemies. Okay, this card's pretty solid if we can find a character that pumps damage. Okay. Okay. We're cooking, guys. We're cooking. We just need a damage pump character, and this is a great kill condition. We're off to a good start, guys. We are off to a good start. This is a Pearl rare. Oh, and we got Beast Titan. That's huge. Intimidating Command. We commit all foundations with difficulty 2. Deadlock Blitz. It can only be blocked by cards with a block modifier of 2 or greater. This is something. We could make this work in, like, Irwin, maybe. This could be a good, like, shutdown card for our opponents with Irwin. And maybe we don't play a lot of 2-diffs, or we blow up our 2-diffs. This could be good with Irwin. Okay. There's sauce here, guys. There's sauce. I'm not confident we can make Beast Titan work, though, just because we have to pull a lot of backups and a lot of shift cards, and I don't think we're going to get very much of that. So Beast Titan's probably not happening, but it's cool we pulled him. Okay, guys, this is an Infinity card. We can play this in any deck, so this is huge. I'm so happy we pulled this. I think we're leaning towards Irwin right now. I think we can make an Irwin deck happen. So we're going to put that there. I like this a lot, guys. I like this a lot. I think we can make a cool Irwin deck happen. Okay, I like this. We're in a good spot, guys. Oh, guys, we got another Infinity symbol card, Smiling Titan Attacks. This is one of the ones I wanted. This is one of the ones I was talking about. This one's not a UR, though. But what's cool is that this card shifts, and it has this cool backup side, and it forces our rival to attack this instead of us. So this is good. Another good thing that we pulled in this pack is we pulled a Loss of Consciousness, and we've pulled an I'm With You as well. And Irwin plays the gamble cards really well, which are cards that when they hit your discard pile, they have certain effects because he blows up foundations. So getting cards like this in our Irwin deck is huge. I think Irwin's the move. We have Smiling Titan, we have Survey Core. I feel really good about a good Irwin deck. So yeah, this is going way better than it has any right to go right now. Oh, guys, it's another order UR. We gotta play Irwin now. So this card says after we play this card, shuffle up to 3 cards from our discard into our deck. So with Irwin, we can shuffle our cool Gambit cards that I was talking about back into our deck, which is really good. And then we make a check against a 6, and if we pass, it gets 3 damage. So it helps solve our damage problem on Irwin. Guys, this is good. This is really good. I'm very excited about this. And look at that. More order spam. Guys, come on. And we got another Loss of Consciousness. Guys. Guys, this is going way too well. I'm too excited. I'm so excited. This is actually going to be really good. Guys, we got a Colossus Titan Attacks. Guys, we have a good deck. We have a good deck coming our way, gang. This rules. I am so hype. I'm so hype. And we pull to Berthold. Berthold's another good option. This is another generically good character that I think we can make something happen with if we need to. If, like, Irwin ends up not being the move for some reason, Bert is a good second option. Guys, this is going great. I feel awesome. I don't know about you guys. I feel very, very good about this. Guys, come on. Look at that. This is an Irwin booster box if I have ever seen an Irwin booster box. Sins of the Past. It lets us remove 2 cards from our rival's discard, and we can sacrifice it and spend a momentum to draw 2 cards. I think we're pretty locked in on the character we're playing, guys. The only thing that could make this better is if our secret rare was Wall Maria's Might. If we get Wall Maria's Might, we're winning. We're winning a game. And we got Krista. Krista is another just good character. Oh, this is a big deal, guys. We got Raise Walls, which is a 0-diff action. This card gives us a wall counter. This card is huge for Irwin. So this is a great pull. I'm really happy we got this. Okay, this is another cool option. Hannes is just a generically cool character. He gets +1 damage for every wall counter on him, and he gets a wall counter whenever a block's played. So this guy's cool. We got a lot of cool order cards, so this is a neat option. Also, we got raised walls, so like we're playing a wall counter character, guys. Come on. We're playing a wall counter character. Holy shit, guys. Okay. We pulled 2 cool cards here in this pack that we got to talk about. So, first off, we got an alt Mikasa Ackerman, and I feel bad because I don't think we're going to play her, because I don't think we got a lot of support, as awful as that sounds. We just don't have a lot of good stuff going for her. And we got Well Orchestrated Attack, which is a heavily underrated secret rare, in my opinion. People don't play it just because it's a 2-check, but it is actually a really cool card. We're not playing a Chaos character, probably, so I don't think we're going to get the chance to play this. And we're probably not playing Mikasa, but 2 really just cool pulls, right? Not to mention more wall counter support, guys. We're in business. Guys, guys, we found him. We found the Bearded Titan. We're not playing this guy. This is actually one of the worst characters for this experiment because he has the least amount of symbols possible that we can use, because the infinity symbol on a character currently means that you pick 1 symbol and that's the only symbol you get. So we only get to play 1 group of attuned cards. So there's no reason to ever play this guy, but it is funny that we pulled him. All right, so a couple of cards I want to highlight. This card's really cool for our character if we go with Erwin, because if we check a 5 to play an attack, our attack gets a damage, and we just get to keep doing that. It has a really nice deadlock form, and we also got a card that just gives -2 speed generically on its own. And we got Shrewd Observations, which anytime we sacrifice a foundation and attack, it's -1 speed. This card's pretty solid in our character. So we're doing pretty good. I would say we're doing pretty good, guys. Guys, look what we found. We found the Kevin Broberg card. We found Aaron's Trial. This card was a big part of the Erwin deck that won a regional. After it hits the discard, our rival commits a foundation. This card is huge for us. It's really cool that we got a single copy. Hey, if you watched my Falco budget build, there you go. There you go. Boom. Also, we got another raised wall, so that's huge. We're in business, gang. We got an infinity symbol, 1 diff, baby. This might be a sideboard card for if my locals are playing a backup deck. This might be a good option to just kind of like take out one of their backups. So I think this is a good sideboard piece if we don't have enough cards in our deck. But I like this card. I think there's a lot of scary backup decks running around. These 2 cards seem pretty good. I think this card is a good way for us to get damage in our speed character. If we've sacrificed a foundation, this enhanced step, our attack gets +1 damage. So just a nice way to pump stats. And then we can burn our rival with this card. So if we're missing some damage at the end of a string, we can just remove this and kill them. So that seems pretty good to me. Rest in peace, vertical maneuvering equipment. Womp womp. Death Rattle's good. We got another generic infinity symbol card, so that's probably going in the deck. We got another ultra hard steel. We got Ymir. I don't think we're going to play Ymir. Ymir doesn't have a lot of support in this set, truthfully. I think Erwin's still probably our strongest option. We got another Raise Walls! Levi's actually a pretty good card. I'm a big fan of Levi. I don't think we're going to play him because, again, I think we got a lot of good wall counter support, but that is a cool card. This card's really good for our character, too, because we just get to build in another foundation during our kill string. So this is a good one to get. Okay, so we got another Shrewd Observations. This is a big deal. We got a speed reset, which is awesome. That's super cool. We got another generic -2 speed. This is another attack we get to play. This card, Commander's Rage, if we have 6 or more wall counters, then this attack's powerful rating gets +2, and we may remove a wall counter from a card in our stage as though it were momentum to pay for this attack's powerful ability. This card's just a nice kill condition. I like this a lot, and it's a 6 mid-6. That's going in the deck, for sure. Alright guys, we're on to our last pack. I don't think we have another UR coming our way, but this has been a pretty great sealed pool. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm excited to see what's in this last pack. So in our last pack, we have opened Big Mouth Titan, which is one of my favorite sealed characters. I don't think we're going to play him, even though he is pretty good. But we got him. We got a pretty solid order rare that lets us freeze foundations. And we got another infinity symbol big attack. I don't think we're going to need to play Crawl to the Wall, guys. I think we're in business. And if we do have to play it, we can supplement it with a lot of other good stuff. So that's our booster box. I'm going to sort these cards, and I will be right back. And then we're going to talk about how I'm going to build the deck. Thanks, guys. So, you guys remember whenever I said, let's dive into Ultra? Yeah, man, that was about a week ago. And my locals is tonight. So hi, welcome back. I've had about a week with the deck, and I've had some time to get some more testing in. So I was going to do a thing where I was like, let's like pick a symbol and like see what kind of decks we can make on like every symbol. But every time I tried to do that, I just could not get over my cool commander. I think I just got a lot of cool support for Irwin. I think Irwin is really strong, and I just didn't want to make anything else. So we're playing Irwin, and I think there's validity to that. And I think I really cooked, guys. I thought about making a Hannes deck as well, since he also plays with wall counters, but I think you guys are going to really like what I came up with. I think this is really good. So first things first, let's talk about Irwin. Irwin is a 7 hand size, 23 health character with the Order and Death symbols, as well as the Survey Core trait, which is important for a single card in the deck, the Survey Core asset. It's not that important, but hey, it's there and it matters. Irwin has a static that says, after you sacrifice 1 or more foundations or your attack deals damage, add 1 wall counter to this card. We support sacrificing foundations with his top enhance, which states, enhance, sacrifice 1 foundation. This attack gets +2 or -2 speed. It's just some good generic speed control, and that's usually the sign of a really solid character. If your character gives +2 or more or -2 or more speed, that usually means your character's got some strength, especially if it's repeatable. That matters a lot, and characters have done really solid at events with abilities like that. Additionally, he has the ability Enhance, remove 3 wall counters. Build the top card of your deck face down. The text, build the top card of your deck face down, was on characters that have been hit in our game before. Looking at you, Kirishima 1, Kirishima 2. This character prints wall counters like nobody's business if he really wants to. So being able to build foundations like that is really good. So that is going to help our early game builds as well, since we only have 2 0 diffs in the deck. So yeah, I think that there's a lot going on with this character, and I think in a sealed and constructed setting, this guy's really good. With that, guys, here's the deck list. It's a lot of 1Xs, and I want to talk a little bit about how I built this, other than just taking every spam foundation and shoving them in a deck. For those who don't know, spam foundations are foundation cards that have a 1 or a 0 in their difficulty. These cards tend to be important, as your first build turn is one of the most important turns in a game. So being able to have a successful build by playing low difficulty foundations means you're going to have more success on your next turn and probably later into the game. But we did include some other pieces, and some of these pieces we included at 2Xs because they gave us a lot of value. So I want to talk about some of the cards that we pulled that aren't just 1Xs and are 2Xs, and how they're supporting us. Our first 2X is the Rockstar Loss of Consciousness. Honestly, getting 2 copies of this card feels like cheating. It's a reason why I chose Irwin, because this card is so good in him. Getting to potentially on-demand seal with our character is just so good. We love our point and clicks, man. And it sees a lot of playing competitive decks, including the one that won a regional. So getting it here just made a lot of sense. We now also have Scared Stiff, which is just a 1-diff deadlock threat, but I think people are going to catch on pretty quick that building into deadlock is a good way to counter this character. And I'm going to try to combat this a bit with this card and see if we can tax our rival for building too much. And I'm going to do that as well with Utgard Castle Stands, which is a similarly shaped 1-diff deadlock threat that lets us put some pressure on our rival for just daring and trying to outpace us. We were also lucky and got 2 copies of Bar the Door, which gives us some additional generic speed hate on top of our character. It's really nice to just be able to commit, give an attack -2 speed, and then either blow up that foundation or a different foundation to give -4 speed total. I think that's just good value. This card doesn't see a lot of play because all it does is -2 speed, and usually the cards that are this attack gets -2 speed, whatever that looks like, have some other ability supporting it. So that's why this card doesn't see a lot of play, but I do think it is really solid here. Additionally, we got 2 shocking revelations, and that's just sick. I don't think you guys have ever seen this card, but this is a speed reset on the order symbol, and it also has a sacrifice cost, so we get a wall counter for using it. This card's sick. I don't think it sees a lot of play because we have Childlike Appearance, which is pretty similarly shaped, but we also get to commit one of our rival's foundations whenever we do it. But I think if that card ever doesn't exist, I think this card is just as good. For wall counter support, we also got 2 Faith in the Walls and 2 Raise Walls, which help us support our character ability a little bit, and getting these 4 cards is really what cemented that Erwin was the right choice. The best foundation that we got 2 copies of, though, and I still can't believe we got 2 copies of this, we got 2 Shrewd Observations. This card gives -1 speed every time we sack a foundation. Dude, that's all we do. So getting multiples of this on the board, like if we get 2, -4 speed to every move, that's not fair. That's not fair at all. Getting to do that is so strong, and I'm really happy getting this, and it's just gonna help us scale into the late game a lot cleaner, and we wanna be in the late game anyways. So yes, great card, big fan. Attack-wise, we're mostly playing 1-ofs, but we did get 3 cards we were able to get 2 copies of, and they are pretty decent cards. We got 2 copies of Securing Utgard Castle, which is a nicely statted move that has to target a backup if able, but it's not that big a deal, because if we're playing against backups anyways, we want to attack their backups to kind of slow them down a little bit, and if we're not against backups, we just get a nice 5 high for 7 for just playing the game. Guys, you'll never believe it. We also pulled 2 copies of Vast Hybrid Chimera. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, we got Shackling the Attack Titan, which is Vast Hybrid Chimera Kraken at home. But it is a fantastic opener to a string, and it can really help shut down problematic backups or foundations in our rival stage. It's just nice. Like, if our rival's playing 9 Titans, too bad, buddy. It's gone. We also got the 57th Expedition, which is just a little more deadlock pressure and a decent powerful move. Powerful moves are just going to be the way that we kill people, and I think this card, having the deadlock stun and the powerful, it just made sense to include multiple copies of it with what we pulled. There's some other Rockstar cards, but I'll bring those up later as we talk about my testing a little bit and as we talk about my games later tonight, probably. The first time I play tested this, I played against my roommate a couple of times, who's probably going to go with us to Louisville. And we played the first night I built this deck, and it was like 1 a.m., so it didn't go very well. But they were playing Mollymawk and Yasha. Mollymawk would have gone better if I remembered that I can stop his seal effect by blowing up a face-up foundation, and it was 1 a.m. and I didn't read the card. If I knew that, I think I would have won that game pretty handily, but I didn't. So that game, I got my butt kicked because my strong defensive pieces got sealed. So that kind of shows I am a little susceptible to seal, which is scary, but I don't know if we have to deal with that too much, except for other loss of consciousnesses. I don't know. We'll find out. But the real scary deck was they had a Yasha deck that they were playing into me, and that deck created some really interesting puzzles, especially because she wants to take hits, and a lot of my moves, other than 2 foundations that give me some damage, are sending for printed for the most part. So sending a bunch of printed moves at Yasha is really tough. That's a character you want to kill in 1 turn. So that was a bit of an uphill battle, and I believe I did lose it, but I think I know some ways that I would readjust if I were to play it again. I think I really want to wall that character, pun intended, wall that character out. I played this deck again in Community Game Night against local community member Space Cabby, who's part of the Oklahoma Playgroup, and things went way better. I was actually able to pull off a super cool kill turn with the card Against a Tough Bunch, where I made a move unblockable and then killed him with 3 damage burn. It felt like I was playing with Bang again in Retro, which does the same thing but with an action, and then it can also seal any card in your rival stage, but no one cares about the top part. It definitely can't seal characters. But yeah, I also found that there were just a lot of solid control pieces in the common slot, which I didn't expect there to be. There's a lot of cool freeze pieces in the attacks. Lucky Break lets us commit a rival foundation on their turn after we take damage. Willing Recruits gives us some damage reduction and wall counters. Plea for Reason is just flip, discard a rival momentum. I didn't know that we had this before Radiant Visage. Like, we were all freaking out about Radiant Visage, but we just had this card in AOT 1, and it was on the order symbol. Like, I don't know how we missed this. It's a really nice piece of momentum control on that symbol. I guess there's other ways to do that on the order symbol, but this card existing is really cool, and I'm really glad that I discovered it, and I'm probably gonna try it out in some other decks. I think the biggest thing I've learned so far from this experiment is that I kind of like AOT1 as a sealed product. Don't stop. I get it. I know it's 300 cards. I know. Stop yelling at me. Stop. There's a lot of fun niche variety in these 300 cards that do allow for a lot of fun interaction, and you actually get to do some fun stuff with these commons. Is the set too big? Absolutely. Did it change the game's market and make Universes a bit more inaccessible for local level play? To an extent, yeah, it did. But I do also think that there are some fun cards in this massive amount of chaff that are worth trying out. I encourage you guys to explore this set a little bit more and see if you can find some of the cool combos that are just here and that exist and that no one's really looking at, and try to make a cool deck of your own. With that though, we've got a locals to win, guys. So strap up and let's go show them the power of the Commander of the Survey Corps.
All right, we're here. We have made it to Counterspell Games, and we're going to be heading in and trying out this monstrous Irwin deck that we've made. If you guys are coming to the 2.5K in Jacksonville in like 2 weeks, this is going to be the store you're going to be playing at. So you're going to get a little bit of an inside scoop on it. You're going to get to see it ahead of time. And it's my local game store. The people who run the store are very close to me. I am good friends with them, and they are very good people, and they love Universes. They have a history with it. And you guys might know them if you've been playing the game in the South Florida area before. With that, let's go check it out. Let's head into the store.
Hey guys, Paul from the future here to give you the full event breakdown. So we've arrived at Counterspell, we've gotten settled in, and I said hi to my friends, and I realized just how scary this event was actually going to be. There were a lot of really scary decks running around, and one in particular was really scary for me. This was my friend Dani's Annie deck, which they've been working on really hard for a while, which you can read all about on their blog on our new website, which we have a link for in the description if you want to check it out and read some cool articles by my friend Dani. There's a great piece about Blitz by my friend Andrew, and Thomas has a great series called Keeper Mulligan, where we talk about why or why not we may Keeper Mulligan a specific hand in a game of Universes. I'm a really big fan of this Annie deck, and I was dreading getting paired into it because it is a turn 3 machine, and even though I'm a control deck, I'm not an optimized control deck, so I'm gonna have a hard time pairing into that if we get beams. We got paired game 1.
High roll.
I roll.
That's an 8.
That's an 8.
That's a 9.
All right, so you'll go first.
So Dani wins the die roll, which is already a pretty bad spot for me. The aggro deck gets to go first, and it's a matchup that I'm not favored to win, but I think I've got a couple tricks up my sleeve that may help.
First enhance. I will flip to add the top card of my deck to my momentum.
Sounds good. I'm going to flip this. My rival spends a momentum.
That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
So already we've gotten a ton of value out of one of our commons in getting to spend one of their momentum with Plea for Reason and forcing them out of a turn 2 transformation, which is huge for us. We take our 6 and they build 3 cards, which unfortunately includes the 9 Titans, but we've got a clean answer for that card.
I'm going to commit and freeze the 9 Titans.
Wait a sec, hold on. Let's read the cards before.
What can I say, guys? When you get Vast Hybrid Chimera Kraken for backups, you get to use Vast Hybrid Chimera Kraken for backups. After that, we end up having a pretty typical turn.
I will block on an 8. Check is a 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah, it's a 4 mid for 6.
We'll half block on a 6.
Mm-hmm.
It fails.
Okay,
I'll take 6.
nice.
And after we play those 2 attacks, we build our 2 foundations and we pass the turn. And I'm feeling pretty good. We slowed Andy down a little bit. We were able to build some foundations, get some nice tempo going. We're doing okay against this monster of a matchup, but not all endings necessarily need to be happy.
We'll get support from the female Titan on a 5. Check is a 6.
Mhm.
Response is on play. Not bother this. I'm going to blow it up.
Mm-hmm.
Top card to momentum.
Transform.
And we flip.
McDonald's Sprite,
Right.
everybody.
To pass, it is a 6 high for 13.
It's going to 6, 7, 8. We're going to check a 5, 6, 7, 8. Full
Perfect.
block.
Harness on Death.
Mm-hmm.
Check is a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Any responses to play?
No.
Great. Comes in with static 2 speed.
Mm-hmm. We go on a 7, 8. Checks a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 9, and then 9 plus 10.
Yep, 19.
Yeah.
So I forgot to hold the low block, and I died to an Echoed Harness on Death. And I'm going to save us all some time, and something similar happened in game 2. I held a low block for Harness on Death this time, but I died to Double Draw Titans by it. So it was a pretty clean 2-0 on Dani's end. But we didn't end the set without having a little bit of fun.
Which way are the cards facing?
One of those ways. I'm not looking. We'll find out later.
Yeah.
After that, my record in the tournament so far is X1, which means that I have lost 1 game. And the unfortunate thing is we only have 9 players, so there's a chance that I end up with the bye. So let's see what happens.
All right, it's moment of truth. Are we playing?
Yes.
I didn't get the bye!
I end up getting paired into my good friend Sage, who is unfortunately on Shoto 4. And that's tough, because as I said earlier, I struggle against seal decks. So this is going to be another hard match for me to win, I think.
Evens or odds?
I'll do evens.
Nice. That's an 8. That's all you.
So once again, I lose the die roll, which, whatever, it's fine. I'll make it work. And we get going.
On a 5.
Yeah.
Checks.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, let's go on a 7, 8, 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Damn it. I'll take 9. That was like 4 threes in a row. What are we
Alright,
doing?
Bessie.
That was so many threes.
The deck hates you.
It does.
So that's a rough way to start the game. We go back into my turn, and I'm instantly in a situation where I have to put some pressure on and punish Sage for having a really good opening attack string. And then this happens.
5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to show this to the camera, and we're going to laugh about it. We're going to laugh about it later.
So I'm on the back foot, and I just have to play defense. I build out a little too aggressively, I think. I build 5 foundations, I should have held like 2 more in my hand probably and just built 3, but I really wanted a big stage to supplement the turn I just had. And then after that, Sage played a beautiful kill string of Punisher's Beam into Hooligan's Mockery into Tri-Gravity Beam, and I exploded. So not a great start to my tournament. So far, I have lost all 3 games that I have played. But then things start to turn around for me a little bit.
We're going to play Shackling the Attack Titan on a 4.
Crazy.
Checks a 5. Responses on play.
Nor.
First, enhance. I'm going to blitz, and I'm going to commit and freeze Keiko's aid.
That is the worst day ever.
It's Fast Hybrid Chimera Kraken. You're at 10. Let's go on a 6-7. Checks a 5. We're going to go 6 and 7. I have 6 or more wall counters, so this powerful rating is going to get +2, and I may remove 1 wall counter to spend as if I was spending momentum for the powerful rating.
That's awful.
And then first enhance, I'm going to powerful 4 3 times. Your enhance.
Oh my god.
That got out of hand really fast.
Oh my god. What the?
That got out of hand really fast.
What the frick, bro? What is this?
Yeah, this is going to be an 8 mid for 8 for 19. GG's.
GG's.
I won a game.
I was looking at this and I went, oh god.
We did it. We achieved our goal and we won a game. That alone is a victory in my opinion. Sage is a great player piloting a really strong deck, but I was able to backswing him after he overcommitted a bit on his attack turn. I shut down his best defensive piece in Keiko's aid with Shackling the Attack Titan, and it was game over. We now go into game 3, where we had a pretty intense back and forth, and we're squeaking pretty close to overtime. Right as we reached overtime, though, I pulled a supremely risky card, but a powerful card that might just win me the game. In order for my plan of attack to go successfully, I had to check a 5 in order to play out my hand. Let's see what happens.
I'm in. On a 10.
Oh my god.
Checks a 5, 6, 7.
Jump scare.
8, 9, 10. I'm gonna respond. It gets a damage on entry.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
And then first off, I'm gonna blitz and get 2 momentum.
I checked the 5. The Colossus Titan attacks is not only a huge throw, but it also gave me 2 momentum, which was exactly what I needed in order to make my final attack of the game lethal.
I'm going to powerful 2 3 times.
Oh my god.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5 to 6 is 11, 12. So there we go.
Oh, that's so much.
That is a lot. 4, 5, 6.
Oh.
Checks a 5, 6. Respond for a damage. Okay. First enhance. We're gonna blow this up, give it 2 speed, and I'm gonna get a wall counter.
All right.
It is a 5 high for 8.
GG's.
GG's! Let's go! We did it!
You did it. You defeated Shoto.
With that, we have not only won 2 games, but we have won the set, making our record a fantastic 1-1 for the night. However, we have one final hurdle to overcome. My round 3 opponent, who was none other than my roommate Anna, playing the first deck I ever tested Irwin into and got my butt whooped. Let's see if I can defeat Mollymock this time and regain my glory.
See this card right here?
Yep. Show
Fuck
the
that
camera.
card.
Did you show the camera?
No, I
Hold on, show the camera.
I got it. All right.
Show the camera.
This one?
Yep.
All right, guys. Boom.
All right.
I didn't look at it either.
I go first for the first time all night and have a really nice double build, which is where I tend to thrive. Anna, however, after my double build, starts with a really scary attack string.
Uh-oh.
Checks.
Yeah.
Any restrictions on play? I have a couple.
When I do that, I'm gonna build a foundation with difficulty less than the card's printed difficulty,
Okay.
and that will be Shrewd Observations.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go on a 6, and look at that! It's a 5, so I'll commit 1
Nice.
for the 6.
I like that.
3 mid for 11.
I was supposed to respond. We'll go on a 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll check a 5. I will go 6. Full block.
3. You weren't supposed to do that. Or let's go 5 and then 6.
I'm gonna give it -2 damage.
Okay.
I'll take 5.
After that monstrosity of a string, I'm able to poke twice and get 2 momentum, which will hopefully set me up for a kill turn later. Anna responds with my poke with her own poke, playing a Mesa Mallet on her turn, which I thankfully held a high block for, as that attack does a lot of damage. I'm not really finding attacks, so I build 3 pass again, and survive a terrifying Tavern Brawl into Mesa Mallet attack string, which I thankfully held the high block for again. It was do or die. And I pulled it again.
10. 4. That actually is doable. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm in.
Once again, Colossus Titan attacks sets up for a powerful 4 move. And in order to pass that final powerful 4 move, I have to check a 5.
5, 6. 5, 6. Responses on play.
No.
I'm going to blitz, sacrifice a foundation. I'm going to increase the powerful rating by 2. So it's powerful 4.
Cool.
And then first enhance. I'm going to powerful 4 3 times.
Yeah. I think that's GG.
GG's.
GG.
All right.
And we make it happen again. A crazy close tempo game that I was very luckily able to pull out. And man, that was hard. But it was nothing compared to my final game of the night. We go into game 2, and I'm feeling okay, but I'm sweating. No win is ever guaranteed, and you really gotta respect your opponent in this game, especially when they're now on the play. Anna starts with a terrifying build turn, earning her a Carnival Barker and a Nonagon. I can deal with one of those, but not both of them. After she has 2 build turns in a row, I decide to poke with Assault on Utgard Castle, which is greedy, but I really want to bait out one of those 2 cards. I play, funny enough, a securing Utgard Castle after she full blocks to try and get an attack in, to secure at least 1 more wall counter for myself. I deal my 7 damage, as she can't full block it without checking a 6. I build 2, play a raise walls, get another counter, and I pass the turn. She plays another scary attack turn with Mesa Mallet and a Walk the Dog. I block the Mesa Mallet and eat the dog, yum yum yum, and she builds 1 and passes. I then play a Shackling the Attack Titan, which lets me commit and freeze her Nonagon, which she promptly cancels with her Team Dr. Ichigaki that she had on board. I build 2, pass, and try to just sculpt a bit. I survive a Tavern Brawl poke, and then she builds a second Carnival Barker, and things are not looking great for me, guys. I build 1 pass again and survive a 2 attack turn with both of them being throws. She builds 1 passes, and I realize that I just have to play through her board. I've got to play something that gets rid of her Nonagon as we head into overtime. I play Distressed Consolation, as it's a 5 high for 5 that I can make a 7 high for 7 and hopefully make her commit out or use one of her Carnival Barkers. She full blocks it on a 10, leaving her nothing but her Nonagon up, and I finally have a clean answer to her board.
4 5.
Yep.
Responses on play.
Just get stun 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I gotta use it.
Okay.
Use it or lose it. Makes sense. Seal it.
Yeah. Sounds good.
The best part is, that is the only card in my entire deck that has the stun rating on it. So we got really lucky with that draw. I still have to play around double Carnival Barker as they're playable while committed, but she only has 6 health, and I can make my move for 6 damage. And if I make it for 6 damage, then that means I can save my momentum for a powerful ability if she uses one of her Carnival Barkers. So I really have to hope that she didn't hold 2 allies. And if she did, I'm in trouble. Let's see what happens.
Okay, it's 7 though for 6.
Yep. GG.
Do you not have a low block?
I do, but if I had dropped one, if I had dropped one to reduce that to 0, you could have power pulled it anyway. I didn't have a second ally.
That's what it was. Yeah. I was worried you had a second ally.
I did.
And that's what I was playing around.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god, good game.
Good game.
We make it happen, gang. That ends our tournament run with a rock-solid 2-1 finish and earning us 3rd place out of 9 players, which is way better than I ever expected that I was going to do. However, I think in my last couple games, I really mastered the play pattern and was able to crack some really tricky board states, while also leaning into the Colossus Titan attacks just a little bit. So, the answer to the question, can I build a Universus deck out of a single booster box? I think yes you can, based on my record. But you should probably have your fundamentals down if you're going to do this, as cards like this and cards that are commons and uncommons, or maybe what are considered more as chaff cards, really reward players that have their fundamentals of UVS down. And cards alone won't carry you through a tournament, but skill and understanding how to crack difficult board states always will. I appreciate you all so much for watching this longer than normal video, and I truly hope you enjoyed it if you stayed until the end. I put my heart and soul into this one, and I'm very proud of the result, and I think it provides some really fun and interesting data for our card game. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and as always, keep coping, my friends.